So the season is up and all the leagues are over now. We have some new champions in most of the leagues. The French league, Lille are the champions after PSG dominated for a few years. It's surprising to see that PSG did not win the league considering the firepower they have and the backing they have. So basically the League One, or the Uber Eats as it is known for sponsorship reasons, is the French league. It is contested by 20 teams. 19 clubs are from France, one club is from Monaco, that is AS Monaco. So this year's winners are Lille, followed by PSG, followed by Monaco, followed by Lyon, Marseille, Rennes, Lens, Montpellier, etc. The teams to go down this year are Nimes and Dijon. Now it's surprising to see Lille win the title. Now Lille won the title on the back of some stellar performances by the goalkeeper Mike Magnan. The defenders Joseph Font came up big. Sven Botman is a new up-and-coming defender. Then there's Selic at right back, Renato Sanchez, Boubacar Soumare, Icone. Jonathan Icone is another up-and-coming player. They're all up-and-coming players actually, except for Yilmaz, who's 35 years old, and he's been the main scorer. Him and Jonathan David. Jonathan David is a Canadian international who plays as a forward for Lille. He transferred here from Ghent and scored 13 goals this year. He's an interesting player. He's got good speed, good stamina. He's a good finisher. He's actually a dangerous player. He's very young. He's just 21 years of age. He's very young and has a bright future in front of him. Yilmaz is quite old now. Burak Yilmaz is 35 years of age. He transferred from Besiktas. He's had a few clubs over his career, mostly all Turkish clubs. The player, it's actually been a complete team performance, like starting from Mike Magnan, the goalkeeper. He kept 21 clean sheets out of 38 matches. That says a lot. He was in Paris and PSG, transferred from PSG to Lille as a youngster, and now at 25 years of age is starting to make his mark. Is actually one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Mehmet Zeki Çelik is another player from Turkey, just like Yilmaz. He had a good season, scoring goals, getting the assists, mostly doing defensive work. Sven Botman, he's an up-and-coming defender. Transferred here he graduated from the Ajax Academy, then went to Heerenveen and then finally came to Lille. Is wanted by many clubs across Europe like Chelsea, Manchester United. Actually, Chelsea and Manchester United are after a lot of centre backs. Jose Font, of course, Used to play in the Premier League for West Ham United, Southampton. Came to Lille, inspired them to the title. Boubacar Samare is close to an international call-up now. He also is from PSG. He is also wanted by a lot of English clubs. Now coming on to the Premier League. Premier League was won by Manchester City, with Manchester United coming second, Liverpool coming third, Chelsea coming fourth, Leicester and West Ham getting the Europa League spots, and Tottenham finishing seventh, getting into the Conference League. Leicester, for the second season running, missed out on a UEFA Champions League qualification, which was heartbreak for the fans and for the team. Manchester City were deserved winners, very clearly outright the top team. They had a great squad. Players like Edison, and John Stones, Ruben Dias, Kyle Walker, Alexander Zinchenko at the back. They actually got a very good defense. It's probably one of the best defenses in the world right now. So I used to think that Real Madrid has the best defense in the world. Madrid, Bayern Munich, but Ruben Dias and John Stones, if Rafael Varane actually does get transferred, or Sergio Ramos does not stay and sign a contract, then Dias and Stones might be the best centre-back pairing in Europe at the moment. Edison is a good keeper, but I think Courtois is still slightly better than him. Again, the midfield of De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Phil Foden, very strong. Fernandinho is the guy who links midfield with defense, is the player who basically the defensive minded player in that midfield, who likes to break up attacks, intercepts plays and passes it to De Bruyne, who's the creative hub, who's probably the best central midfielder in the world right now, along with Toni Kroos. De Bruyne makes all the moves, gets all the assists. Now what's interesting to see is Riyad Mahrez has had a nice resurgence in the last couple of years, but the problem with City is the main central attacking player. Gabriel Jesus has not done what he was supposed to be doing, although he's still very young. But just 83, like he's got 83 goals in 199 games, which is not a bad return, but he's not able to lead the line. Sergio Aguero did it very well for a lot of years, but City need a big striker, somebody like a Harry Kane or a Erling Haaland, if they are to maintain their top position not only in England but in Europe as well. Coming on to Manchester United, again Man United. Okay, there's some interesting news here that Donnarumma is set to leave AC Milan for Juventus, as Allegri is waiting for Madrid. Now, the recent news is that AC Milan have signed Mike Maignan from Lille. So, and Donnarumma has not signed a contract with AC Milan, so he's going to be a free agent. And as we all know, Gianluigi Donnarumma is one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now. He's very young, like even at his young age, he made a debut at 16 years of age. He's an Italy international and is going to be a very big coup for Juventus if they do manage to sign Donnarumma. As we all know, Juventus has lost Gianluigi Buffon, but they have Wojciech Szczesny, and Szczesny is very good. So I don't know whether Donnarumma will start or Szczesny will be the second choice. What's going to happen there? That's something we need to see. But a lot of teams were after Donnarumma for sure, including the likes of Manchester United. But it looks like he's heading towards Juventus. In other news, Massimiliano Allegri is wants to take charge of Real Madrid next season. That is, if Zinedine Zidane either leaves Real Madrid or he is fired by Florentino Perez, as is usually the strategy. But it's widely considered that Zinedine Zidane is he's one coach who is exempt from that treatment. Other clubs who are interested in Allegri are Juventus and Napoli, but Juventus again they have Andrea Pirlo, who's not done very well. They got a top 4 finish, but it looks like it might not be enough. But I would like them to stick with Andrea Pirlo for another season at least, see how he's going. He's doing good stuff there. Juventus have a very good team with the likes of, well, obviously they have Cristiano Ronaldo there. They have a good coach in Andrea Pirlo. They have good goalkeeper in Wojciech Szczesny. Defending, obviously, they've always been very famous for the defense. Leonardo Bonucci, Giorgio Chiellini, Juan Cuadrado, Alexandro, all of them are doing well. Danilo, Matthias de Ligt is doing well. Demirel is there. The problem is Bonucci and Chiellini is slightly getting up there in age, so Bonucci is not as effective as he used to be, but de Ligt has really gone on to the next level. Cuadrado is playing well along with Danilo down the right back side, Alexandro down the left side. The midfield has a lot of superstars, but they're not able to get all the superstars in at the same time. The likes of Aaron Ramsey, Adrien Rabiot hardly get a game. Arthur rarely plays. Bentancur does not play that often. They all rotate amongst each other. Federico Chiesa is there. Then they have in attack Alvaro Morata, Cristiano Ronaldo, Paulo Dybala. So there's a lot of talent there, and a 4th place finish does not justify. And they were knocked out of the UEFA Champions League also quite early this year by Porto in the second round. But they won 2 titles. Ronaldo was the best player. You got the award for the most goals as well. So Juventus is a talented side. They can go far. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I would like Andrea Pirlo and the management to stick with Pirlo for another year and to see how it goes. And same goes for Zinedine Zidane, to stick with them for another year, as we've already discussed in a previous podcast. Now with Gennaro Gattuso fired, it appears as if Porto boss is going to be Sergio Conceição is the favourite to succeed him, and Gattuso is going to replace Simone Inzaghi at Lazio. And ex-Roma head coach Paulo Fonseca is going to be the first to join Fiorentina. It's a merry-go-round going on there. As for again Inter Milan, financial crisis are still going on at Inter Milan due to the coronavirus pandemic. So they have to sell one star, either Lautaro Martinez or Alessandro Bastoni. Both the players were very, very vital to their title charge this year. Martinez, as we all know, in attack along with Romelu Lukaku. The Argentine was instrumental in getting Inter Milan to the top with his goals, and Bastoni at the back with his performances. Martinez is being linked with Barcelona and Real Madrid, while Bastoni has been attracting interest from Liverpool and Manchester City. Now Barcelona and Madrid themselves are suffering the pandemic, so it's not very sure if they can afford getting Martinez, because he's going to be valued at a pretty high amount, more than 50 million pounds or 50 million euros. So it remains to be seen whether Barcelona and Madrid can get him. But if Madrid sell Eden Hazard or Barcelona sell Griezmann, maybe, because Barcelona, it is rumored that Barcelona are going to sell a lot of players this season. Up to 9 players they could be selling. Every day there is a new story about how many players they want to sell. Again, there is speculation of Bastoni going to Liverpool or Manchester City. Both Liverpool and Manchester Liverpool for sure need a new centre back. Liverpool have three centre backs with them at the moment. They have the likes of Joel Matip. They have Virgil van Dijk, who's been injured for most season. Then they had Joe Gomez. He's also injured. Ben Davies got injured. Ozan Kabak was injured, so they were playing with Nathaniel Phillips and Rice Williams. Although both of them are good and they did well, but I think in this day and age you need four centre backs. But the improvement that Nathaniel Phillips and Rice Williams have shown, I think Liverpool do not need another centre back in Bastoni. Neither do Manchester City. So let's see where he goes, and if he does go, what will happen, because Liverpool are supposedly interested in selling Nat Phillips and Rice Williams if the correct offer does come along. And they saw this season that a minimum of four centre backs is required, because they had only three fit centre backs. They had to go into the market and buy new ones. As for Manchester City, they already have Aymeric Laporte, they have John Stones, they have Ruben Dias, as we've already discussed. So they have a good squad there. They have a good defense. Kyle Walker can play as centre back. Joao Cancelo can play as centre back. They have Nathan Ake. They have Eric Garcia. Garcia might be going to Barcelona. So Manchester City have a good defense. They again do not need Bastoni, although Bastoni might be an upgrade to the likes of Eric Garcia. But I'm not sure if he'll be an upgrade to Laporte and Stones or Ruben Dias. There's also speculation regarding the future of coach Antonio Conte and star Romelu Lukaku, who is reportedly wanted by Chelsea, Barca and Madrid. Now Lukaku is being wanted by Chelsea for sure. He's been rated at around 100 million euros. So it won't be possible for a lot of clubs to buy him except for maybe the English clubs. So Lukaku has again done wonderfully for Inter Milan, and Chelsea will be kicking themselves for not sticking with him, but I think it was required for Lukaku to go from Chelsea to other clubs to find his feet. Again, the Telegraph claims that Manchester United are prioritizing the signing of Jadon Sancho, while Erling Haaland is also being linked with them, as is Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, Sancho would be a good addition to the Manchester United team, because Manchester United do not have a right winger. Right now, Daniel James is there, Mason Greenwood is there, but neither of Mason Greenwood is not a right winger by trade. He's a centre forward, and Manchester United lack a centre forward as well. The problem with Manchester United start from the top is in the forward. Edison Cavani is there, but he's not good enough to play. He's not young enough to play every game, and he's a very good striker, but he won't be playing every game, and you need two strikers in this day and age. So Anthony Martial is woefully out of form. So even if they do, Cavani does play a few games, they will be needing a striker because of his age, either this year or the next. So they should be in the market, according to me, for a striker that is either Haaland or Ronaldo, the evergreen Ronaldo, or Harry Kane. But Harry Kane seems likely to go to Manchester City, who I think should stick with Tottenham personally and make a legacy at Tottenham and try to win a few cups at Tottenham. That's the way it should be. But let's see what Manchester United decide to do, whether they go try and sign Jadon Sancho or Erling Haaland, who they're going to sign. Tottenham are interested in rehiring Mauricio Pochettino, which is quite interesting. But Pochettino was just recently fired last year. Jose Mourinho came in place. Jose Mourinho did not do well. He was fired. So now they want Pochettino back, because Pochettino did some good things at Tottenham, guided them to the finals, almost won them the league. And although Pochettino, I don't see a reason why Pochettino would want to go back to Tottenham. Although he was unable to defend the title with PSG, but they did win 2 other trophies. Finally, Georgino Wijnaldum is wanted by Barcelona and by Bayern Munich. Wijnaldum, it appears that he's played his last game for Liverpool, and he'll be a good asset to both Barcelona and Bayern Munich. I guess that was all about the news.